this campus feels very open and bright.
Yeah, it has that relaxed American college feeling.
I like it, but I still feel a little nervous.
Nervous about class?
A little, and about speaking to professors.
Oh, that makes sense.
In my country, teachers feel more distant.
Right, I can see that.
Here, everything seems more casual.
Sometimes, yes, but not always.
That is what confuses me.
What happened?
My professor said, "Please call me Anna."
Ah, the first name surprise.
Exactly. I almost froze.
You were shocked?
Very shocked. I thought I heard wrong.
That reaction is super common.
Really?
Yes, especially for international students.
I thought it sounded rude.
Not rude here, usually.
Then what is it?
Often it means friendliness.
Friendliness? From a professor?
Yep, sometimes even teamwork.
That is very different.
Definitely different from many countries.
I need to understand this better.
Good idea. It helps a lot.
I do not want to sound disrespectful.
You won't if you follow their preference.
Their preference. That sounds important.
It is very important.
Then let's talk about it clearly.
Perfect. Let's unpack it.
Great. I'm ready.
Nice. This one matters in real life.
So why would a professor want first names?
Usually to reduce distance.
Distance between teacher and student?
Exactly. It feels more open.
More open but still professional?
Yes, that's the idea.
I see. That is hard to imagine.
It can be weird at first,
Very weird.
but not disrespectful here.
So if Professor Anna says, "Call me Anna," I should?
Yes, absolutely.
Even if it feels strange?
Especially then.
Okay.
Think of it as following the room.
Following the room.
Yes, reading the social setting.
Ah, like reading the room.
Exactly. Great phrase.
Thank you. I heard it before.
It means noticing the culture around you.
So this is part of American classroom culture.
Often, yes.
But not every professor does this.
Right. Some stay formal.
Then what should students do first?
Start with the title, doctor or professor.
Unless they say otherwise.
Exactly. That's the safest move.
Okay, that is helpful.
Then listen for clues.
Like what kind of clues?
Like if they sign emails with their first name.
Or say it directly in class.
Yes, those are clear clues.
So the first name is an invitation,
Usually, yes.
not a trap.
Not a trap.
Good. I was worried it was a test.
It's a test of social comfort, maybe.
That sounds worse.
Sorry, but you'll get used to it.
I hope so.
Most people do.
Then why did it surprise me so much?
Because titles mean respect in many places.
Yes, exactly.
So your instinct is normal.
That makes me feel better.
Good. Let's look at examples.
Yes, examples help me most.
Perfect. Real situations make it clear.
Okay, tell me a real scenario.
First day of class. Professor walks in.
Yes, everyone is quiet.
The professor smiles and says, "Call me David."
I would panic a little.
Most international students do.
So what should I do?
Just smile and say, "Okay, thank you."
That sounds easy.
It is easier than overthinking it.
I overthink everything.
That is also common.
Another example.
Office hours.
Ah, those two words again.
You go knock on the door.
Nervously. Very nervously.
The professor says, "Come in, Maya."
Wait, not Miss May?
Maybe not. They may just use your first name too.
That feels almost too direct.
That is the point. It feels easy.
Easy for who?
For the relationship.
I like that explanation.
Another example is email.
Oh, yes, email matters a lot.
If the professor says, "Hi, call me Anna."
Then I can write Anna?
Yes, if they invited that.
What if I'm still unsure?
Then use professor or doctor.
That is safer.
Exactly. Safety first.
I do not want to seem rude by accident.
Nobody wants that.
So the first name is not about lack of respect.
Right. Often it means equal conversation.
Equal conversation?
More like less hierarchy.
That is a new idea for me.
In some US classrooms, it feels collaborative.
Collaborative is a good word.
The professor may want discussion, not distance.
So the first name supports that feeling.
Exactly.
Interesting. I never thought of it that way.
That's why it surprises so many students.
Because it changes the whole mood.
Yes, the whole mood.
Like less formal, more human.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
Another real case, a group project.
Okay.
Students say, "Thanks, Sarah, for helping."
That would feel shocking to me.
But here it can feel warm
Warm. I keep hearing that.
because it's about approachability.
That word again, approachable.
Yes, someone easy to talk to.
I see.
And that changes office hours too.
How?
Students ask more questions when it feels less formal.
So the first name can help learning.
Exactly, it can.
That is smarter than I expected.
Americans love that kind of classroom comfort.
I'm starting to understand.
Good. One more example.
Yes, please.
At graduation, some students hug professors.
Hug?
Yes, sometimes.
Wow, that is extremely surprising.
I know. Different cultures, different norms.
Very different.
But again, not unprofessional here.
It just feels more personal.
Exactly. Personal, but still respectful.
That balance is hard.
It is, but it works for many people.
I think I see the pattern.
Good. Let's go deeper.
Why do Americans like this style so much?
A few reasons.
I'm listening.
First, it lowers distance quickly.
Distance can feel uncomfortable?
Yes, especially in class discussions.
Okay.
Second, it can make students speak more freely.
So they feel braver.
Exactly.
That sounds useful.
Third, it signals trust.
Trust between professor and students?
Yes, a little trust on both sides.
That is very different from strict formality.
Definitely.
In some places, formality protects respect.
Right, and that matters too.
So neither style is wrong.
Exactly. That's the big takeaway.
One style is just more common here,
Yes, and that surprises new students.
especially when they expect titles only.
Exactly.
I remember my first week.
What happened?
I kept saying professor everywhere.
That is very respectful.
I thought it was safer.
It usually is.
But then the professor smiled and said, "Please call me Jen."
And you froze.
Completely.
Did you answer?
I said, "Yes, Professor Jen."
Oh no.
I know, it sounded wrong immediately.
But it was sweet.
Sweet? I was embarrassed.
Sure, but not offensive.
That helps a lot.
Another reason for first names is equality.
Equality in the classroom?
Yes, students and professor discussing ideas together.
Like a conversation, not a lecture only.
Exactly.
I like that idea, actually.
Me too.
But how do I know the difference?
Check the syllabus, the email signature, or office hours.
Syllabus first. Good.
Also, listen closely in class.
If they say, just call me Sam,
Then you can call them Sam.
if they do not say that,
Stay formal.
simple rule.
Very simple.
That makes me less anxious.
Great, that's the goal.
I still think it sounds bold,
It can sound bold.
but also kind.
Yes, kind and relaxed.
Maybe American friendliness is less distant.
That's one way to put it.
I'm learning a lot today.
Good. Learning is the whole point.
Wait, I have a problem.
Okay, tell me.
What if I call them by first name too early?
Then you might feel awkward.
Very awkward.
But usually they correct you kindly.
Really? They would not get angry?
Usually not.
I was imagining a disaster.
Not a disaster, just a small adjustment.
A small adjustment sounds better.
It is.
But I still worry about sounding too casual.
That is why you start formal.
Then wait for permission.
Exactly. Good strategy.
And if they say first name, I should use it.
Right away, yes.
Even in email?
Yes, if they invited that.
I think I get it.
What is still confusing?
It feels like respect is changing shape.
That's a great observation.
In my country, respect means formality.
Here, respect can also mean ease.
Ease as respect. That is new.
Exactly. Being comfortable can show trust.
So the first name is a trust signal.
Sometimes, yes.
That makes much more sense now.
Good. Also, not every professor likes it.
Oh, so it is not universal.
Not at all.
Then I cannot assume.
Correct. Never assume.
Good advice.
One professor may want Dr. Lee.
Another may want just Lisa.
Exactly.
So I must pay attention.
Yes. Listen, observe, follow their lead.
That sounds like a good rule for life.
Honestly, it is.
I like that a lot.
Me too.
So let me summarize.
Go for it.
Some American professors ask for first names.
Yes.
That can surprise international students,
Very much.
because many students expect titles first.
Correct.
But here, first names can mean friendliness,
And approachability.
and maybe a more equal classroom feeling.
Exactly.
Still, students should begin formally unless invited otherwise.
Perfect rule.
That protects respect and avoids mistakes.
Yes, very practical.
I feel much calmer now.
Good. You should.
I also feel more ready for class.
That is great to hear.
If the professor says first name, I will try,
That is the right attitude.
even if I feel shy.
Shy is okay.
I might still blush.
Blushing is allowed.
Thank you for saying that.
Anytime.
This culture is more relaxed than I expected.
Sometimes, but it still has rules.
Soft rules.
Exactly. Soft rules.
I like that phrase too,
You're collecting good ones today.
because I need them.
Fair.
So the surprise is not disrespect,
No, it is just a different style.
a different style of respect.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think I am ready for office hours now.
Nice.
And if Professor Anna says, call me Anna,
Then you smile and say Anna.
with confidence.
Exactly.
Okay, I can do that.
Great.
Maybe American classrooms are less scary now.
That's the goal.
And more human.
Yes, more human.
Thank you, Ryan.
Anytime, May.
I guess first name basis is not so scary.
Told you.
I still need practice.
We all do.
Then let's practice with the professor later.
Deal.